Thanks for being with us on Morning Live. Now, articles and discussions about the application of COVID-19 regulations have hogged different media platforms and social media in the last few days. And this followed a Police Minister Bheki Cele's announcement that there would be an investigation to probe why Mpumalanga Premier Mtsweni Tsipane was not wearing a mask while attending the funeral of the late Minister Jackson Mthembu over the weekend. Now, Tsipane has since admitted to wrongdoing and apologized. But the South African public has questioned whether there are different sets of rules for those in power vis-a-vis the general public. Now, responding to interviews, the minister's spokesperson, Liranzu Themba, clarified that according to the gazetted regulations, a person has to first be given a verbal warning before an arrest or fine can be issued. And this then begs the question for many, as we've heard on this platform as well, as to why the law seemingly is not being applied fairly and even-handedly in all cases. Police Minister Bheki Cele joins us now to give us clarity on this. Minister, good morning. Welcome to Morning Live.
Morning, Sakina. Morning to the listeners.
Now, Minister, I'm sure you are fully aware of the public outcry following the funeral of Minister Jackson Mthembu this past weekend, where the Premier of Mpumalanga was seen without a mask. And even after being told by the Deputy President that she should wear a mask, she still went on to sit down. This after seemingly, from the footage that we've seen, she was allowed, even upon entry, greeted by an official of the South African Police Service, to enter that particular precinct without a mask. And your response was then that you were investigating, which also has not gone down well with the general public. So please explain to us, when you say you are investigating, what exactly are you investigating?
Thanks, Sakina. There are two matters here. As you say, that the public was taken aback. That includes me. When I saw that thing, when I was watching the funeral of the Minister Jackson Mthembu. And then what we saw is what the police should have responded as usually responds. For the investigation is twofold. Is why the Premier did not do what his right was supposed to be done by putting mask on the public, as Regulation 34, the Special 2 and 3C are saying. Secondly, would be why police didn't act, because they were there, including the general that she greeted. Let's start with the first one. That one has been followed. I have received the report from the Premier. The Provincial Commissioner has taken the Premier to the police station and then has written the statement and has paid the fine, which is admission of guilt, and followed all processes like taking the fingerprints, and the amount of money that was determined by the magistrate has been paid. So that's the way we follow. That's what the law says we must follow. We follow two things. You pay the admission of guilty, or you pay the fine, or you choose to go to court and appear to court. If you are found guilty, you've got a criminal record. If you pay admission of guilty and then you take your fingerprints, you're creating yourself a criminal record. So the Premier has opted for the first one, to pay the admission of guilty, wrote the statement and took the fingerprints. So from the side of the Premier, the police have done all the processes that they're supposed to have done.
So with regard to the general, if we can start there, who is also seen in the footage that we are also looping here on the screen for you right there now, where she actually then is seen to seemingly embrace or greet the Premier there. It does not seem as though, from the footage at least, that there seems to be any exchange about a mask. So what did your investigation reveal in that regard? And has any action been taken if the general, in fact, did not do what she was supposed to do in this instance?
Well, unfortunately, that one has not been finalized by the Provincial Commissioner, General Zuma, is working on it. That's a report I'm waiting, because that is more of the internal matter of the police. But definitely, The police, the officer there, was there when the act of lawlessness, when the crime was committed, and did not act. So there are procedures within the South African police that will have to be followed. So I'm waiting for that report. I have received the first report. I'm waiting for the second report. What will be procedures and internal ways of dealing with a clear ignoring the law that was supposed to have been enforced by the officer, which is her duty and constitutional obligation to enforce the law that was not enforced.
So, Minister, it's all about the perception now. And as you know, as a political figure, that perceptions in politics are all powerful. The Government Gazette clearly states that a person should be issued with a verbal warning before an arrest or fine is issued. But it is clear in some of the videos and some of the footage that can be found on social media and other platforms that we have also played over time that this doesn't seem to happen to some members of the general public. Now, can you confidently this morning sit here and say that the law has been applied and enforced equally across all segments of the population regarding COVID-19 regulations?
It is on the case you are raising, Sakina, is mostly what happened at KwaMashu with the young man. I think it was the 23rd or 24th of December when we were patrolling KwaMashu. This young man did not have the mask and was reminded and told by the police to put the mask. He said, I don't have the mask. Because he didn't have the mask and he could not put the mask even after he has been reminded, police have to arrest him. But on the spot, somebody, Good Samaritan, paid the mask. There were vendors selling the mask there. They bought the mask for her, and he was let go. So unfortunately, that scene is always seen and ended as the police were taking the young man away. They don't show when the young man put the face mask and was let go. Out of, at the present moment, Sakina, there are 13,600 people that have been arrested or put through the system. That is from the 29th of December. I'm not talking about the period ahead, that because before the mask was not mandatory. Now it's mandatory to say you are reminded or get arrested. Most of those people are warned as they are found, and most of those people are given what is called the J534, which means the police give you the option when you have been told time and again, or when you have been discovered that we are repeating offender in terms of found in the same place or different places without the mask. We believe that this has been, this law has been put out there, and this law has been used equally to all South Africans as is supposed to be. Well, there will be perception. We'll have to talk to perception, but do things correctly as we're supposed to do. And we believe that the Premier has been treated as like everybody has been treated, that finally he had to go to the police station, do what was supposed to do, and all things that were done with Premier are things that normally are done with all South Africans.
But the reality is a different one, Minister. In terms of just the physical treatment in these two instances, and we are playing it as this conversation is continuing. In the one instance, nobody put their hands on the Premier. As I said, she was even reminded by the Deputy President that she needs to put on a mask. She continues to go and take a seat next to him, not wearing that mask. She doesn't even seem to make an effort to go and find the mask. But there's no police, no law enforcement that hones in on her to deal with that situation in the manner in which the young man was treated, where the police clearly take hold of him. And as you say, we don't know what happened subsequently, but there you can see it on the screen again. The police take him in, take him by his pants and pull him to wherever it is that they are taking him. So the treatment, even at face value, is not the same, Minister.
Sakina, the matter of the police, either the commission or omission, what they did in Mpumalanga is taken through the processes, the internal matters. We fully concede that police at Mpumalanga did not do their work. They're supposed to have acted, and the outcome of that will be given, and the community and society will be informed what actions have been taken by the management of the South African police. But subsequently, as I say, everything that was supposed to have happened on that particular day with the Premier has now happened. I agree. Sometimes the police in other level are over-enthusiastic, and all those matters, we follow them when they break the law. That's why there will be cases opened by the IPID if needs to be. But basically, I would like to remind South Africans that when it comes to this face mask per se, our aim is not to arrest South Africans, is to remind them to put these masks, because up to this point, we're told by health that is one of the best protective way of dealing with this matter. Indeed, if and when police they get out of the way, we'll act on that.
And I think nobody's going to argue with you, Minister, in terms of people should wear their face masks. It's just the question of why people are receiving different treatment, because you mentioned that one case in KZN, but there are other videos and many of them on social media. I'm reminded of one where the young man is actually physically assaulted by police officers, where they ask him, "Where's your mask?" and they proceed to slap him, and things like that has also incurred the ire of many South Africans.
Second, there are 13,600 South Africans that have been put in the law, have been in conflict in the law when it comes to this face mask. This is only from the 28th of December, when we went back to level 3. Indeed, out of those 13,600, you say there will be videos that we need to look at, take those actions. But there are many other good videos, unfortunately, that don't see the day when it's put there. It will be those ugly videos. As I'm saying, 13,000 is a big number. And many South Africans and many good police have done their work properly, and with the few that are doing what they're not supposed to do when they implement the law and when they enforce the law, those we act on them. We fully concede that some become very extra enthusiastic, and others, they do what they're not supposed to do. The issue there, what is the response of the management and the leadership of the South African police?
A choice of words interesting there, Minister. Over-enthusiastic. What are they enthusiastic about? Beating the public up? Or is it just being heavy-handed? Because that in itself is not allowed. Police are not allowed to assault people.
Absolutely not allowed, Sakina, to assault people. That's why there are structures that deal with that. It's not even police. That's why there is a IPID, Independent Police Investigation Unit, that the community has a right to go to the IPID, because there will be an issue when you are assaulted by the police to go to the police station. They might be biased. That's why they go to this body. They're absolutely not allowed to assault people. They're absolutely not allowed, maybe going back to the term, to be over-enthusiastic. But police, when they deal with an ordinary community, when they deal with ordinary citizens, they need to apply the law in a constitutional accepted way, Sakina. But the very same police, when they deal with the hard criminals, of which I agree we're not talking about here, they will also have to up their game in dealing with those. And those will be forever investigated by the IPID And many South African police, maybe, that's a figure again that is not given, are taken to the public prosecutor and are prosecuted, found guilty, some of them sent to prison, some of them expelled from the organization. But that is what is happening. Maybe we're not communicating much about those things and about the consequences after these things have happened.
So, Minister, you yourself have been on the receiving end of the South African public's ire because of mask protocol, where you have also been captured with wearing the mask incorrectly under your nose. And people are saying, you know, those who are entrusted with enforcing the law should, in fact, lead by example. How do you respond to that?
Well, yes, I was told, I think it was once or twice, that I was putting the mask on. Basically here, you must put the mask correct. That's why you must be reminded. And all humans are humans. I was reminded by the people around there that the mask was wrong and the mask was correct. Basically here, we must all, as South Africans, put our mask, put it correctly. It is explained how. And then that's why other South Africans, including the law enforcement, will remind you before they take you. Either put it correct or put it. I have accepted that, and that was corrected. And I hope and I believe that my masks are forever correct now.
We'll remind you, Minister, trust and believe. And also, are police clear on the exact protocols to be followed, and especially with regard to the Disaster Management Act and the rights of the public? Because you mentioned the constitutional rights of members of the public and, of course, of the police themselves. But are they absolutely clear on the regulations right now that are to be followed? Because this genuinely appears to be a problem, because if the police don't do what they're supposed to do, then it gives rise to many other unintended consequences and, of course, disconcerted actions from the concerting efforts, I should say, from the public.
Well, we have 167,000 members of the South African police in the Republic of South Africa. What happens, Sakina, when the Minister of Culture signs these regulations, they are immediately dispersed to the provinces of the South African police. The next morning, all police, they go, what he said is a morning parade before they start the work. And all those that I knew and need to be enforced by the police are immediately read on that particular day. Indeed, police then get exposed and they know. But some, as we say, they'll still go and do wrong things. That's why we need to act on them. As I have said to you, that we do have videos of 13,600 people that have been arrested. If we have seen those videos, all of them, as people are reminded, as people are told, as people are warned, we would have a bigger picture and bigger understanding. Unfortunately, those videos will be selective and deal with those that break the law. But I agree, whether it's a one or two officers breaking the law, there should be consequences, and that's what we're doing.
So just to wrap it up, Minister, 13,600 people have been issued with fines, have been arrested, issued with fines for not wearing their face masks in public since the 29th of December, if I heard you correctly. And then, just to be clear, do they all have criminal records now?
No. What happens, Sakina? You are reminded, you get arrested, you are taken to the police station, you are given what is called J534. That is an option of you accepting the admission of guilty and putting your records like your fingerprints. South Africans must understand that once you pay the admission of guilty and you put your fingerprints, that is a record, creates you a criminal record. Either you're given an option that says you go to face the magistrate. When you go to court, either you win the case or you lose the case. If you lose the case and found guilty, you've got a criminal record. If you win the case, you don't have a criminal record. Or you will be warned to say on the free warning, appear in court on this particular day to face the magistrate. If you appear there will be processes taken to you like your fingerprints. But if you win the case, again, you don't have a criminal record. But if you don't go to court when you have been warned to appear to court, you become a wanted and will be chasing after you. So those are the categories that South Africans must understand what happens as they're taken. That's why we are calling to say, let's all put the mask and avoid having completely unnecessary criminal records.
Minister, we have to leave it there. Thank you so much for your time. Police Minister Bheki Cele responding to some of the public's concern relating to human rights violations and non-adherence to the rule of law by some members of the elite in our society, and how police have dealt with those contraventions. This is where we have to say goodbye to our SABC 2 viewers. And of course, it is 8 o'clock into the third and final hour of Morning Live now. And let's pick up with our latest